And welcome everybody to the Crimson Circle Connection Center in Louisville, Colorado. We're here for our annual Christmas shout and party. Fantastic to have you all here, and if you're watching in online, you probably just saw a shot of the beautiful stage. Could you back that up a little bit again and give them, this is such a festive Christmas atmosphere in here, and a great group, yeah. And how about a shot of the audience to go
Please,
with it?
yeah. Can we turn up the lights and a quick shot of the audience?
All
They're
the selves.
festive and costume and selves, and it's just spectacular and beautiful.
And the energy was so high and still is high, but what's starting about an hour ago as everybody started coming in, it was just so beautiful.
Amazing.
We were back in our green room listening to all the laughter and the talking, and it's just, there's nothing like getting together with Shaumbra, and particularly at the holidays.
And Jeffrey?
Yes?
I just want to make sure that you understand that we have no political, religious bias here, so to speak, that this is a holiday party.
A holiday
Whether
party.
it's Christmas or what are those other holidays they do? Hanukkah,
Hanukkah,
or
Yom Kippur.
whatever your holiday is.
Whatever.
It's
holiday. It's the end of the damn year.
It's a season to act out and celebrate and just have fun.
We celebrate that we made it this far. We got to the end of the year, and amazing.
Exactly. So there's no bias about that this is the holiday season. So whatever your holiday is, I hope you're laughing and enjoying being with us.
And the theme for this party was to be your elf. And Linda helped me with my costume. I couldn't have done this on my own. I wouldn't have done this on my own. And this is the first time I've ever worn tights.
But these are not socks.
These are tights.
They're tights.
And I have to tell you, I have a lot of empathy for what women go through. And Linda had to show me how to put them on. The first two pair I ripped up, My man feet just shred them, and she's like, no, you have to roll them. And I said, geez, you're kidding. And then I tried pulling them on, and it's like, well, like, what size are these? And she said they're 4X. And I said, well, but on men's, clothing, underwear, stuff like that, there's an obvious front side and an obvious back side, and here there wasn't. Which side goes where? And she said, it doesn't matter. And it's like, well, it's easy for you to say, but
we had some fun with this. He scared me, actually, because, you don't get mad, you get even. So literally, I'm at my computer, I'm trying to do something, and it was kind of an irritating project. And all of a sudden, there's a tap on the back of my desk chair, and I turn around, and he's standing there like this, and all he has on is a T-shirt and his tights. And it was like, oh my God. I could not have imagined that 42 years ago. I mean, no way.
She
it was funny as hell. He wouldn't let me take a picture.
She wanted to take a photo for Facebook. But I do appreciate what women go through to put these things on. It's wow, and they're kind of warm and uncomfortable. And I don't know if they're designed to go over hairy legs, but this isn't just working too well here.
But he did it.
I did. Anyway,
and I see some of the men going, oh my, what?
We're going to get those, Linda. We're going to get those.
4X.
Actually, I remember when Tobias left, Adamus came in, and one of the very first shouts with Adamus, he said, hey, could you guys get dressed up? So, okay. So next month, Linda and I wore a suit and tie. Linda had a nice business dress on, and he's like, no, get dressed up, like have fun.
Play a role, be a role.
We've been doing it ever since, having a great time, 2, 3, 4 times a year. It is kind of fun because you realize it's just all an act of consciousness. I mean, everything we do, everything we are is just an act. And when you get dressed up, it's kind of fun, and you kind of change the act a little bit. And
it's an excuse.
It is.
And you literally take on an aspect.
Yeah. We had a meeting the other day with
controlled aspect.
Meeting the other day with our attorney, really a nice guy, but we're showing him the studio and talking about what we do and showing him some pictures of one of the recent shouts, and it just happened to be where we were dressed up for Halloween, and he's like, what does this group do? And it's like, next slide. Anyway, we have an amazing group here today, and we have quite a few in from out of town, out of the country. So, Linda, who is here from all around the world?
Well, we have amazing people, but we're going to start it off with a celebration of someone super wonderful that we've known for a really long time. Her and her husband were our host at one of our first events overseas in Switzerland, where we did the 7 seals with the actual live circus seals.
At the zoo.
That's right.
Yep.
At the circus.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a circus tent.
In a circus tent.
In a circus tent. So with that, I'd like all of us to greet and say hello and happy birthday to Rennie and Fred Cranbrew.
And it is Rennie's birthday today.
Rennie's birthday.
Fred and Rennie, please.
So can we go there? Can we sing happy birthday?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rennie. Happy birthday. It's Fred's birthday? Oh,
Oh!
now we get to sing happy birthday to Fred.
I got the wrong email.
How about to Fred? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Fred and Rennie. Happy birthday to you.
Fred, you sent me the email that said it was your birthday.
And Fred and Rennie, you're kind of like these globetrotters. You're here in
Absolutely.
Colorado for the event, but where are you headed off to after here?
Well, tomorrow morning we are going off to Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, right?
We stay there for just 1 day.
Right.
The next plane to Tahiti.
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 Wow, wow.
How
wow.
exotic. I'm jealous.
Wow.
Then there will be the real thing is going from Tahiti with a ship to the Marquesas Islands and back.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
That is for me disappearing.
Yeah.
What a true traveler.
Then to Honolulu.
Honolulu?
Ah.
From there we are going back again to Zurich.
Wow.
Wow,
Wow.
wow, wow.
Well, we wish you a good journey.
Yes.
And a very happy birthday. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you for
Okay.
being here.
Okay. And then from Germany, we have Thomas and Birgit Juncker, and they're a very special couple. We love them, adore them, and please realize that Birgit is the web host, does an incredible, amazing, stunning amount of work in service to the Crimson Circle with the German website. And German speaking is our biggest non-English audience. Amazing.
So big hand for Thomas and Birgit.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
Glad
here.
you could be with us. And they are coming for the football game.
You are good, and and you have your Green Bay Packer jersey. Yeah, you're going to be cheering for the Packers. Yeah, all the way across to Germany, they're cheering for Green Bay. Who would have thought? Who would have known? They
Just as it's a good balance of energy to know he's got these key Packer fans kind of
all
all
around
over
the world.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's very important to him.
And you just flew in yesterday, so if you want to go to sleep during the show, just we put you in the front row. Just thank you for being here.
There have been some very interesting interpretations of elves and self-elves, and one of my favorite scary ones here is Nikolai from Germany.
Nikolai, where are you? Oh, is this a Black Forest elf? Wow. That's an amazing outfit.
I wouldn't mess with you.
Wow.
No way.
Did you have to go through customs like that? Just like that? Yeah. It's good to see you again. It's good that you're here. To see you, I don't know.
And then from Warsaw, Poland, we have Peter Masowicz.
Peter, welcome.
Good to see you.
Welcome. Good to see
Good
you
to see
again.
you.
Okay.
He's quite a musician in his own right.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then from Alabama, we have Cheryl Holderfield with David Holderfield. Where are you? You're checked in, I believe. Did they not check in yet? Oh, apparently not. No. Okay. I saw it on here.
Okay.
And I don't think the Thompsons then are here yet either because they were all coming together. Okay, and then next, our friend from the Silicon Valley, we have Olga's here with Olga Figelman. Where are you, Olga?
Olga over
Yes!
there. Good to
And
see
she's
you,
here with her
Olga.
beautiful daughter.
Wow. Good to see you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and then also from California, our friend Ivana Workis.
Ivana, good to see you.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Mentor teacher,
Yeah.
does incredible work. Let's see, and then next, Jean Harvey from Indiana. Where are you, Jean? Yes, oh,
Jean.
good to
Good to
see
see
you
you.
again.
Yeah.
Related to Tess Henry and her mom.
Good to see you and her mom.
Tess's mom.
Kate. Good to see you, Kate.
Oh, what a
And
sweet
Tess.
family you guys are. God, I wish we had family that liked us. Oh, man, that's a treat. What? Am I wrong? Okay.
Hi,
From
Mom.
New York. Is Shaban Murphy here? Are you here?
Hi, good to
thank
see you.
Oh, nice health.
Good outfit.
Whoa, good job.
Beautiful.
And then from Ohio, old dear friend, Terry Spires, in terms of age
Hello,
of friendship.
hello, Terry. And we've known Terry long before Crimson Circle was ever started.
We were
when
still living in Texas when we
living
met
in,
Terry.
yeah, doing work with Lee Carroll and Cryon, yeah.
And then from Oregon, we have Mary Beth Schwan.
Hi, Mary Beth. How you doing? Good.
And then on my list, I have Susan Hutton from Dallas, Texas.
Not
Oh,
here.
sorry. Okay. Oh. And then it looks like I see a few people that look like out-of-towners, but they're not on my list.
Barbara.
Ah,
Yeah,
Barbara.
good to see you
Glad
again,
you could be
Barbara.
with us, Barbara.
Glad you're here.
How's your son?
Okay.
Is he skiing?
No, he's studying for finals.
Oh.
And you, sir?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hi, George, and I'm from Ashland, Oregon.
Good to see you, George.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Is it George or Jorge?
Yes, it is spelled Jorge, but I prefer George.
George. Good.
Keep it simple.
George. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyone else from out of town that we're not, we don't, that hasn't owned up to it? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, there's a couple, but they aren't owning up to it. But that's okay.
Okay, let's take a good deep breath and kind of get into it. Last month was Shoud 3 of the Transhuman series. We always do, Gene always does a video recap because we kind of tend to forget what we did last month. And when
Are we
watch
losing our minds?
No, we have. It doesn't last
No, we've
month
lost
seem
our
like
minds.
about 5 months ago. So we need this
Yeah.
reminder because so much happens in our life. So much, it's so full and rich that we forget. So let's go back in time about a little
that-
over a month ago.
That's better than having lost our minds.
Yes.
Got
So
it.
we're going to go back in time in just a moment for Shoud 3 of the Transhuman series. Let's take a good deep breath and have the lights down. Here we go.
Okay.
I've taught, I've worked with many over the years, over the centuries. I've taught in the mystery schools. I've taught in the secret societies. I've had other channelers in the past, but nothing quite like this group. Nothing quite like all of you. So tenacious, so filled with humor, even in some of the toughest moments. And you're going through one of the best and one of the toughest times right now. And you can still smile. You can still show up. I know you show up for the coffee and the free food, but let's just pretend you're showing up for everything else. Speaking of coffee, where the hell is just sitting behind me, not being served properly? Linda, would you mind handing me my coffee?
This was my fault. I did it.
Thank you. You see, I want you to witness this again. Let's do that again. No, watch what happens in the energy exchange that occurs. The giving and the receiving, the love and the gratitude. Oh no, there's a beautiful energy exchange that takes place. Instead of just the cup of coffee sitting here on the counter, having to get it yourself, there's actually quite something very elegant, very sacred in an energy exchange. I use that as a point for each and every one of you, a very, very important point. When it comes to you, when it's brought to you and served to you, notice the energy exchange. Be aware of it. So many of you have been blocked in a way from receiving, from allowing. It's going to be coming to you in very beautiful new ways. Receive it. Be aware of the energy exchange. A reminder, a point to remember. This is an important one also. If there is something in your life that you don't like, take a really good look at it, because there's something in it that's still serving you. That is so basic, so important. Sometimes you struggle with these things. You don't like your lack of abundance. You don't like your health issues. You don't like your partner, whatever it might happen to be. You just don't like your stinking life, maybe. There is something that is still serving you. Otherwise, it would not be there. And going in there and really being conscious and aware of it, that's tough. It's easier to blame your problems on that thing. Let's say lack of abundance. Easier to blame it on that. Say, well, I can't do whatever because of my lack of abundance. No, you actually really like it still. There's something in it you like. Dive deep into it. What is it that you like? Well, I'll tell for a lot of you now, doesn't apply to everyone, for a lot of you now, the lack of abundance keeps you from having to make real changes in your life. If there's something in your life you don't like, this is no judgment, but if there's something you don't like, find out how it's still serving you. Ask yourself, or be the master and ask yourself, how is that still serving me? And it is. And don't tell me, don't tell yourself, I don't know. That's not acceptable. It's there for a reason. So what a beautiful way to start out about energy serving you. I would say the biggest thing that's been going on with many of you, not all, but with many of you, body issues. Body issues. Pains in the body, body acting strange, body doing weird things. Some of you think you're having heart attacks and you're going to die in the middle of the night. Some of you just, your body is sluggish. Your body just isn't responding. And what do you blame it on? Me, of course. Yeah, thank you. Age. Please, no matter how old, how young you are, it is not an aging thing. It's too easy to blame it on aging. It is the intensity of the changes you're going through. You're bringing in whole new levels of consciousness and light and energy into your body. You're going through it at such a speed, it's going to affect your knees and your back and your neck and your shoulders and your gut and your bowels and your heart and your liver, the big one, liver, and kidneys. It's going to affect everything. It's taking it out of old patterns and readjusting it. You are really going through a metamorphosis, a transformation in body while you're here. It's not about you. It's about this beautiful process that you're going through, bringing the light into the body, becoming the light body. For those of you who have been here 1,000+ lifetimes, you develop very clear patterns of the body, of the mind, of everything. Patterns are things like aging and death, actually. Aging is a pattern you have just come to accept. I'm going to age. It doesn't have to be real. It doesn't have to be the way it is. Another ugly pattern is the pattern of unfulfillment. I didn't really do what I wanted to in that lifetime. It almost becomes, after a little while, like, well, you just accept that you're not going to have a fulfilling life. we're going to break through that because it's not okay. You came here for something. So the next pattern that people are into now, didn't used to be this way, I have to get an education. Then I have to have a partner. Then I have to have children with my partner. Then a new pattern, I have to get divorced. And then I have to get divorced again, and then again. And then I get old, and I don't have any money, and my career was unfulfilling. Why did I go to school for that stupid career that was so unfulfilling? I'm going to die. And these are patterns. These are, and nobody questions them. Nobody says, stop for a minute. Is this what you really want? Another pattern that I'm going to mention here real quick, the pattern of worrying about what everybody else thinks. Oh, that's so heavy. What are they going to think? Really? You're going to let what other people think? You're going to let old consciousness really guide what you're doing? Patterns have served you in a lot of ways. We started today by basically saying, look at your life. Look at what's going on. Even if you don't like it, it's there because it's serving you. Look at it. Patterns were there because there is a amnesia. There is a hypnosis. There is a kind of like this blanket over the real awareness. And you just do it. You just get in that parade and march like everybody else, even though your knowingness says, I shouldn't be in this parade anymore. So what do? Well, first we have the realization of what's going on. Patterning, it keeps you kind of in. Patterning keeps you from making those breakthroughs. And then it's making a very clear and conscious choice to allow a quantum shift, not a little shift. And that's one of the other patterns of life. Incremental progress, like turtle style. Let's go quantum. Let's allow. And that's, I'll keep coming back to this and back to this. It's the allowing. That's it. Allowing. Allowing means getting out of your way. Getting out of the human way. There is a natural evolution, natural cycles that when one allows, that will bring in new levels of light, literal light, into that body of yours. Light that will take you out of patterns, even when the human is still trying to hold on to it. If you allow. Light is the movement of the passion of the I am. It's light. And this light then attracts energy. The energy is what literally changes the structures and the mechanics and the outer world, but it's the light let into the body that will change the patterns of the body. It's the light that's allowed eventually into the mind that changes the mind. What you are doing here, dear Master, will benefit the human, but we're not doing it for the human. That's an old pattern, and it will keep you here, and we're going to break through.
Boom.
This is so comfortable up here. We're just going to stay here. We're not going to get back up. And by the way, for those who are here afterwards, after the shout, you're welcome to come up here and have your picture taken in the park bench. And it's really comfortable. Please watch your step when you're walking down. It's a little odd, but we wanted to put the park bench on a riser.
It looks like a 6-foot step, but it's about a 6-inch step, but it's about almost
11 inches.
11 inches. So it looks shorter than it is. I tripped on it twice. Not coming up, but going down. So do be careful when you step off.
So a couple of things before we, boom. A couple things before we move on. First of all, I'd like to get a shot of the Masters Club on the video camera for everybody watching in. It's decorated in here in the studio, but we also have a great decoration in the Masters Club. They don't know we're filming them right now, but it's just really, really beautiful in there. It's so Christmassy, and there's this pine cone nest in the ceiling, the big wreath around the Masters Club plaque. We've got a Christmas tree in the corner, but you can't see that because the camera won't move that way, I don't think.
Nope.
And we've got Sandra in there preparing Adamus's coffee for when we do the shout. And hello, Sandra. And you notice there's a lot of food in there. Decorations up above the cabinet. And look at that spread. And Sandra, would you open the refrigerator door just so they can see all the food that's... Anybody could come. I mean, look, it's just jammed with food. And, thank you so much, Sandra. Appreciate it.
That's only the half of it.
Okay, and also before we go any further, I want to also have an acknowledgement and special thanks to Vili in the booth doing the simulcast Spanish translation. Thank you, Vili. We always forget about her back there because, well, I can't see her, I can't hear her, but she's back there simulcasting in Spanish. So
She does a great job, and when we go to Spanish-speaking countries, anybody that translates said they try to maintain her standard.
Absolutely.
Because she not only channels the words, but also the energies.
yes.
Jan,
Yes, Carolyn.
can we say thank you to everybody who decorated?
Yes, thank you to everybody who decorated. We
Yeah.
had, yeah.
Thank you
It
to
was
everyone.
fun. Yeah. It almost kind of looks professional almost. Boy, it really looks nice. Okay, we're going to move on to recent events. October found Linda and I in the warm, romantic, passionate country of Colombia.
On the
As
coast
a matter of fact, just about 2 weeks ago, we were sweating. I mean, it was really warm down there, about 90, 95 degrees,
Yeah.
and almost that much humidity. And it was a shock coming back to Colorado.
That's an
especially
understatement.
This last week, it was so cold here.
Swimming every day, it was so sweet.
It was so cold, it was about minus 20 Celsius here in Colorado this last week. It warmed up a little bit today, it's much nicer, but
Wednesday was a record-breaking, I can't stand it cold.
yeah, minus 6 Fahrenheit at our house. So we have a little video recap of Colombia. That's where we did the threshold. We had a great group there, and the interesting thing was the first time we've ever done threshold with translation.
First time.
I was a little concerned about it because threshold is very interactive, very personal, as you'll see in a moment, and trying to do it with translation, we weren't sure how it would work, but it worked out so well. Our translator did an amazing job. Carolina did just a beautiful, beautiful job.
And Cesa was supportive too. In other words, when somebody spoke to Adamus in Spanish, Cesa was standing next to Jeff on the other side, and she was translating their responses to Adamus directly to Jeff in Spanish. So it was quite a cooperation.
Linda keeps swinging a lot here. I keep trying to stop, and she's pushing to swing. It's like, stop, that's a little neurotic. Stop it. And Cesa Cortez is also the host, so stop it. Anyway, we have a video recap from Colombia. You'll see what a beautiful, beautiful place it is. We were in Baru, which is right outside of Cartagena.
On
So
the
here we
ocean
go.
coast, the Caribbean coast.
Hot, really hot. it was great, yeah.
Look kind of like a nice environment, wouldn't you say? It's kind of nice.
So
I
very
liked
special
it.
thanks to Cesa, Carmenza, and Carlina for doing such an amazing job. That was our 11th threshold that we've done, and everyone just seems to keep getting better. This one works so great, especially with the translation. I was a little concerned
Well,
about.
the group was incredibly open and passionate and really took out all the stops when it came to truly answering Adamus in an absolutely heartfelt way. It was immediate. It was quite stunning to observe.
Let's talk about upcoming events. We got
Okay, let's
few
talk
things-
about upcoming
We will. We have a few things on the schedule.
A few.
Starting at the first of the year, right here in Colorado at the studio. It's ProNOST 2017.
Do we really want to know what's going on?
I don't know, but ProNOST has gotten to be kind of annual tradition. It's where Adamus gives a overview of where the planet is going. It's controversial at times. He doesn't talk a lot during our shouds about things like elections and politics and business, because our focus for all of us is on our personal embodied enlightenment. But once a year, he takes that occasion to say, here's kind of where the planet is going. So I have absolutely no doubt that the information coming out on January 14th is going to be interesting,
Oh, good word.
provocative,
Oh, good. Wait, you're talking about Trump.
and controversial.
Oh, yes, you're talking about Trump.
It's
It's called Pronos, not Trumpnos.
it's September. It's September 14th, right here in the studio, or you can watch it online. You'll have 90 days access to the cloud class. It is $75 through February 8th, $100 after that, and $77 in person, $2 extra for being here in person. Why? We have to have a difference because we get messed up, and you get messed up. If it's all 75, we don't know who's going to be here in person, who's online, so we know, yeah.
I'm nervous but excited about Pronost. I always like Adamus adding his perspective.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. You can sign up ahead of time. You can be here in person, sign up afterwards. Doesn't matter. But it's really, it'll give us some really, really good perspectives about what's happening and why it's happening.
Good perspectives?
Interesting perspectives.
Okay, let me fix your little microphone.
Okay,
there.
thank you. And I keep seeing myself on the monitor back there, and it's like, oh my God. It's like, jeez. I am pretty.
What's wrong with that?
It looks like something out of one of those movies. I forgot what they're called. What is that? Elf. Yeah, it looks like something out of Elves, and it's like, whew, okay, let's move on. Okay, in February, gosh, we're going to be in Hawaii.
Oh, poor us.
We're doing the Bon Adventure in Hawaii. Of course, it's always beautiful there. We have an amazing time with Shaumbra. Unfortunately, if you're thinking about going, it is
Too late.
sold out.
So sad.
So, yeah.
So sorry.
We'll probably be doing it every year there for a while. February, Hawaii sounds pretty good. Linda's really smart for booking it then. Yeah, next year.
There's a
time.
wait list. There is a wait list. And, this far out, there's always little life's hiccups that opens a space up here and there. So if you're really
I think
serious.
there's 190 people on the wait
Kind
list. I
of.
think
You
it's
can
a
bribe
lot.
Maya. Talk to Maya. Yeah.
We're going to be doing the cloud class in February, and it will be aspectology. I think aspectology is one of the two most fundamental, important Crimson Circle classes. That and the Sexual Energy School provide such amazing insight into what I think it was Adamus called new energy psychology.
Correct.
Really understanding energy, energy feeding, how we fragment, how we create aspects, and ultimately how we bring them back home. This is going to be hosted live by Linda and I, and it includes all the channels from the original Aspectology with Tobias and then the additions that Adamus has done. You get 10 days for the video streaming. I really recommend it. It has such an impact, that and Sexual Energy School.
Well, it gives another perspective on life and how we deal with life, and knowing that it puts it in a perspective that you can apply to life.
Yeah. So that's coming in February. And then our next event after that is, wow, we're going to skip all the way to May. I think we're going to be doing a lot of recordings in the studio
Right,
here
in
in
studio
the
events.
March, April timeframe. We've got some Masters Lives to do. We've got Wound of Adam, and we got a bunch of recordings. And Johan is going to be here in end of February and part of March. So we're sure to have a party and do some recordings.
Okay.
Then in May, it's on to Norway, where we're going to be doing a brand new format called The Simple Master. This is in, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's in Norway. It's in
Haugesund.
Haugesund. It's
And
May.
Norwegians are very kind about not getting mad if you say it wrong.
They are. They're wonderful.
But wait till we come to the next event.
Yeah.
But we have really great hosts there, Inga and Marianne,
They're-
and they've done
they're
a great
terrific.
job of putting together this event. It's in a hotel on the water, and it's just going to be a nice event. And there's not much space left because the Angels have eaten almost all of them up again before we even
Only
released it.
11
I
spaces left. So if
know,
you're
the Angels
interested
are
in
so
going,
aggressive.
we're limiting it to 70 people. But if you're interested in going, it's a real good idea to sign up quick. It will sell out.
Yes, it will.
Okay, and after that, we go straight over to Denmark, where
Wait.
we're going to be doing Threshold in Denmark.
right.
And Linda, you wanted to say something about this very particular special Threshold.
I have junior high boy humor. It's a stuck aspect that I just cannot remove. I mean,
Where is it going to
it's
be in
stuck
Denmark?
in South Park, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Linda, we're going to Denmark. Where in Denmark?
Middle fart. Middle fart. In Germany, you get to, when you leave the highway, you go in the Ausfahrt.
Linda?
And then when you get on, you go on the Einfahrt.
Linda, when
What?
we go to Denmark,
What?
you and I will travel separately. The mayor,
I don't ask for directions.
Mayor of Middelfart
Middelfart,
is
yes.
listening in right now because we told him we're going to promote his city, and here you're making fun of the name. I'm sure there's a good reason for the name.
Well, it's probably going to bring up some karma for me because the host...
Probably.
The host for that event is a psychiatrist. And when I made the joke about middle fart, she was like, yeah, really? There's some people that still think that's funny.
Yeah. Maybe 2 or 3 people. But anyway, I like to say we're just going to be in Denmark. It's a really beautiful location.
But you can say middle fart and it's really true.
It's sold out. So we don't need to talk about it much other than to laugh about.
We have an awesome host, Bodil Espensen.
We've moved on to the next event.
We got to honor Bodil.
Okay.
Bodil Espensen, who sponsored and picked middle fart. Hi, Bodil.
After we go to Denmark, we are going over to Germany, and this will be what's now becoming kind of an annual tradition to do a Shoud in Europe. We're going back to Munich, where we did the last Shoud. It was amazing. We had such a good time, amazing celebration. We did the Shoud day, and then the next day was the day with Adamus. It's just one of the most fun times I've had in a long time.
And when you go when you come through Munich, you have to get there, you have to Ausfahrt Grunwald.
It's going to be in Grunwald, Germany, which is just on the south end of Munich. This is going to be on June 3rd and 4th. We'll sell a single ticket. It'll be for both days, because last year, I think everybody but 3 people went to both days. The first day is the Shoud, of course, and then the second day is we call it a day with Adamus. We don't know what's going to happen, so we just call it a day with Adamus. Last year,
Sort of technically never know, but you try your best to name the event.
last year we had, it was the 4 masters with Blavatsky, Kuthumi, Adamus, and Tobias. This coming year, we don't know yet. I need to point out very carefully, this will sell out almost immediately. The Angel notice goes out on January 3rd, and we allow 5 days for the Angels to sign up. Public registration goes out at what would be 6 o'clock Munich time, 6 p.m. or 18 hours, if that's how you say it, 18.
We had more
Munich.
people on the
And
wait list than we could take.
The reason why we're publishing the time is because last year it sold out, I think, in less than 24 hours. So it will go live at that hour on January 9th. If you're not an angel, if you are an angel, you get advance notice, but it sells out very, very quickly. We have some people have said, why don't you get a bigger venue? It's just about the right size where we can have fun together. If it gets too big, it's not quite right. So we keep it, the center holds about 300 people.
And it's a lovely environment. It's a lovely little community. It's not, it's not a big city space. It's a nice little suburb and very easy to navigate,
Yeah.
easy to get to.
So put that in your calendars. That'll open up for public registration at 18 hours, or 18 whatever, 6 o'clock in Munich time. That's 10 o'clock our time here in Colorado.
We had hundreds on the wait list last year.
Okay, and those are the only events scheduled, so we're going to run into the Crimson Circle news right now.
Okay, no more.
We got some big news.
I know.
Yeah, some good news. Always. Okay, in the news, of course, the Shaumbra Monthly, that award-winning magazine. We give it to ourselves. We're so proud of it. The award-winning Shaumbra magazine. A lot of great articles. Really is amazing putting it together. Mark Ritter does all the design. Gene Tinder does the editing. We have great articles from Shaumbra around the world. And it's also where you can find out what's happening at the Crimson Circle.
Advanced studies classes are listed in there, and you can look that up, and you can see where you can also request a class in your area. Our event information is in there. It's really a great place to look for a quick snap.
Usually comes out about 3 or 4 days right before the Shoud, so do check it out. If you're not getting it, you just need to sign up on the mail list, or you can download it right from the Crimson Circle website.
Right.
Good. And next on the list, the new book is finally here. As a matter of fact, we just got our copies yesterday. I mean, talk about cutting it close. This is the memoirs of the master book that Adamus has been talking about for a couple of years. It finally arrived. For those who are here today, we have a lot of copies, and we'd be happy to sign them later. For those watching in online, you can get it on Amazon and Google Books and anywhere else, Gene? Soon on iTunes. So it's a compilation of 20 stories, short stories about the master and the student. You can read it on many, many different levels. Really,
Each story is an interesting story with sort of a twist on it that is not necessarily what you're going to expect, but incredibly wonderful sort of moral of a story type experiences about what it's like.
And the theme on the cover is the master sitting on the park bench. There is a story in it called The Park Bench. That's why we also decorated with the park bench to kind of tie into that. So, and for those of you who are here, we're actually going to, after the Shoud, next week or two, we're going to move this bench and put it under the Masters Club plaque in the other room. And it'll be kind of a permanent fixture. And you'll find it's really comfortable.
It really is.
Yeah, it's amazing. You wouldn't think a wood bench.
No, it's really
Stop rocking.
comfortable.
Yeah, we're gonna put brakes on this thing. So anyway, the book is out. You can get it as a ebook or as a paperback. And the German version comes out through Random House sometime early next year.
May. They're going to release it in May, I believe. Maybe sooner, but that was.
It's really good. Actually, as many times as I went through the text, for the editing and proofreading and writing portion, I'm going through now and just reading it, where I can just enjoy it. And I'm really enjoying the stories.
No, they're really good stories. And like I said, each one, if you're really on this new energy journey, there's sort of a moral to every story in a way that anyone can relate to. It, again, it's one of those things where, a book is Jeff says he suggests you buy one and leave it in a park bench in your area or at the airport.
Or the bus stop or
and
ladies' room somewhere and just leave it there.
Or gift it to somebody because they truly are stories that can affect anyone's life. You don't have to just be a Crimson Circle people to appreciate the moral of those stories.
Well, it's not a channeling type of book like some of the other ones. This is just short, wonderful stories with a lot of meaning.
No
to them.
preaching.
So it is available now, and we're so happy. Gene and I were both relieved when the books finally arrived about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
At her
It's like
house.
cutting it a little close. Yeah, at her house. So next is, if you remember back at our shout back in January, Adamus asked everybody, what do you think is in store for us for the year ahead? And Linda went around with a microphone, and he made specific mention. He said, Gene, please remember to come back to this at the end of the year. So we're going to go back to it now. We have a little video recap of what was said at that shout back in January. So let's take a deep breath, especially if you were on the video. Now, let's begin the questioning. We're going to need the board up, the writing board up here. We're going to need Linda on the microphone and a volunteer for writing on the board. So the question is, this is the beginning of 2016. We're going to go back and look at this, because Gene's going to remind all of us too. We're going to go back and look at this at the end of the year. I'm going to ask you in 5 words or less to describe the year from a humanity, a global standpoint.
Eye-opening awareness.
Eye-opening awareness
I think we're going to try to get past fear.
for the planet.
Yeah.
I would say we're going to continue in violence.
I would say choosing conscious ignorance.
A gap between people who continue to enjoy ruts and
Good.
those who have gone so far almost past the turning point
Yes.
that there's a literal gap.
The two different things, people putting their heads in the sand even more because they just can't deal with what's going on.
Right.
And then I'll call it no more. The revolution escalates.
Different, exciting.
Second part of the question. Same basic question, but instead of on a global basis, 5 words or less, what is this year going to be like for you?
Unraveling all these ties.
Loving myself.
I like that.
It's okay to just be me.
Choosing to enjoy life.
Of feeling my I amness, my I exist.
In each wound,
Yes.
no matter what it might be, there is always an element of love.
Transforming peace and stabilization.
My word for all of this, for you, for the world, for everything else, disruptive.
Oh.
Totally disruptive.
Oh.
Totally disruptive. Disruptive for the planet.
Wow.
It's going to be one of those OMG kind of years.
Oh.
And it doesn't mean there has to be fear, but there will be. It doesn't mean there has to be chaos, but there will be, or violence, but there will be, or ignorance. There'll be a lot of that. It's just going to be a totally disruptive year. Everything gone bonkers.
Nice.
Upside down. No, it's actually really nice. Linda's throwing in little editorial comments over on the side here. Nice. It's actually really nice. And it's exactly where things need to be at. I'm going to ask you right now to celebrate those disruptions, globally and personally. Personally, there's going to be disruptions, but they're not going to be the kind you've been used to in the past, body issues or even emotional issues. It'll be pattern issues in your life. Could you accept right now that all of these disruptions are being brought forth to you, not by anybody else, but by you, for the sake of you, for you? A lot of the systems have to get disrupted because otherwise you'd keep following them and you would get nowhere and life wouldn't change. And then you get really, really frustrated. When life just doesn't change, it's the same grind every day, the same junk going through your head, the same problems in your life. That's miserable. That's awful. But you're going to have these disruptions that changes the patterns to change your life, to make you a true master on this planet. Okay.
Well, sounds like you kind of nailed it in 20 words or less.
Yeah, 5 words or less. So we're going to be taking a break in just a minute, but before we do, we want to really offer very special thanks to those people who make Crimson Circle the thing that it is.
And so much behind the scenes and quietly.
We have the Crimson Circle Angels who support Crimson Circle financially. They support it energetically, and they truly make a difference in what we do. We're able to do so much of the work because of the Angels.
It's a huge difference, and I hope that you can feel that when you participate in that program. And we can't thank you enough from our hearts. Thank you.
And the advanced studies teacher who teachers all over the world are teaching classes like sexual energies, aspectology, dreamwalker death, and many, many others, working with people one-on-one. And it truly is the very best situation to take any of these classes from a certified teacher, because they offer such a support and an energy. And there are teachers all over the world, hundreds and hundreds of teachers, willing to teach even for one student, because they realize that it's life-changing. It's profound.
It makes a difference. And we've got people even like Ivana in the audience here who, I mean, she lives in California, but she goes back to Poland, and she has totally opened up the Shaumbra in Poland to a lot of the material by her dedication and travels. And she's one of many teachers doing that, where it's stunning the difference that they're making. So I hope that you can appreciate them.
To our web hosts all over the world that are maintaining the different websites in the non-English languages, like Brigitte, who does an amazing job with a German website. They make the information available in a variety of different languages. I think we have 22 different languages all around the world to make the information available, because people are awakening and coming into their mastery all over the world, as we know from our travels.
And again, these web hosts do this from a place of love, from a place of willingness and desire to, again, share this material with more people, with a larger audience. And they do it for nothing other than the energy of exchange and gratitude. They do it as volunteers. It's a stunningly beautiful commitment, and they do it very quietly, so you don't talk about them, but they're out there every day working with this material and making it available to hundreds of thousands of people if they choose it.
And to the translators all over the world who are translating the materials. Some of them have it, like the Shouds, have it a couple of days after the Shoud. That's a lot of work. People translating the advanced studies materials, the cloud classes, just about everything. It's truly a global network and a global team to make this available in a wide variety of languages.
And again, as volunteers.
As volunteers. And also to the hosts who help us with the events when we're on the ground, whether we're in Colombia, Romania, Australia, Germany, or any place else. You guys are great. They do an amazing job of setting up all the logistics so that when Shaumbra shows up, it's a safe space to hold the event, and we appreciate you
and they
so
take
very
care
much.
of us as well, and that's a great comfort.
They take care of us, yes.
They take care of us.
And finally, to the amazing Crimson Circle staff who works day and night. I can send out emails on Sunday morning, and I get a reply. They take care of making Crimson Circle the outstanding professional organization. So, dear staff, please stand up and be acknowledged.
Michelle and Steve, Bonnie, Jean, John Kaderka, who's trying to monitor what's going on, Billy in the translation booth, who handles advanced studies, and then our volunteers for the camera work. We have Joe and Galen, and of course Sandra Harris in the back, and then
Mark Ritter.
And Mark Ritter.
Watching it online, Maya Lesso. We also have Alam Bolea. And I hope I haven't forgotten anybody.
Yes, we have one really fun, cool, super amazing person that asks for no attention but does incredible work. To Gail Newby.
Oh, Gail Newby, the translator.
Incredible.
Yeah.
She transcribes, and she transcribes faster than I can say it. It's just, she's stunning, and she does all that quietly in the background from New York City.
Yeah. So we want to thank everybody. It's been an amazing year. I'd say one of the best years I've had in a long time. Just being with Shaumbra, being on this journey together. Linda and I are going through it also. We're going into our own enlightenment. We're going through our own struggles and challenges. The beauty of it is that we can do it with you, along with you. We can all do our realization together. So thank you from the bottom of our heart for
Thank you.
being here at this time.
And Dave Schimmel, our photographer, and Susie Schimmel, who's been working on projects with us again. So fun to have her back and working on projects.
So with that, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back at in 32 minutes for
we have to think so?
Adamus and the Shoud. So we'll see you then. Thank you all very much. Have something to eat while you're here. And those sitting over there, there's empty chairs up here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
From our hearts. Thank you.